The man picked up his newborn son to the river to throw him away because he was too ugly to be human. Then a policeman found him and he put the baby on the steps here. He put some money in his arms and left. He was soon found by Mr. and Mrs. Queenie of the nursing home. They noticed that the baby looked very special. After the doctor's examination, they found that he was an old man who was about to die. So Queenie gave him a name, Benjamin. He survived. He became an old man in a wheelchair. People pitied him for not enjoying his youth yet, but Benjamin's body kept changing. His skin became more and more elastic. At this point, he realized he was different from the others. He was getting younger. He thought he shouldn't stay in a nursing home. He wanted to see the world, so he packed his bags. He said goodbye to his family. He left the nursing home. He went to a snowy city, and in this city, he met an old woman named Elizabeth. They got to know each other and eventually fell in love. But one night not long afterward, Benjamin didn't see Elizabeth. He searched high and low, but he couldn't find her. And when he returned to his room, he saw a letter on the floor. Elizabeth had left it. It simply said, "I'm so glad I met you." And that was it. Benjamin had no choice but to end the relationship. The year was 1945. After nearly 10 years away, at the age of 26, Benjamin returned to the nursing home. The home was not as lively as it had been in the past. People were moving forward in time. Only Benjamin was alone, swimming against the current. Then a strange man found Benjamin and invited him to dinner. The man told Benjamin about his life. It turned out that Benjamin's mother had died in childbirth. Before she died, she asked the man not to hate her son, to take good care of him, but he threw him away. Faced with this sudden truth of his life, the father who had abandoned him, he couldn't accept it for a while. And then the man died. Although Benjamin had seen life and death before, but there was still a rift in his heart. 20 years later, gradually, Benjamin grew smaller and smaller. At first, he couldn't walk, then he couldn't speak, and finally he became a baby in swaddling clothes, and then he quietly closed his eyes. The end of a life lived in reverse. A man grows through life in reverse is a new story, but his life was no different from ours, even though it was a journey against time. But it's the same as the path of ordinary people.